basketball action between the Mount Allison Mounties and the St. Thomas University Tommies. We'd ask that you please rise and move your headwear and face your national flag for the playing of our national anthem. Introducing first the starters for the St. Thomas University Tommies. Number 4, Vincent Littleton. Number 6, Tanner Hoyt. Number 8, Gail Asaya. Number 10, Owen Amos. Number 13, Jeffrey Lavoie. Head coach, John Hickey. Introducing now the starters for your Mount Allison Mounties. Number 2, from Fredericton, Brunswick, Minwoo Park. Number 3, from Toronto, Ontario, Emmanuel Aduka. Number 5, from Grand Falls, Brunswick, Noah McCarthy. Number 6, from Moncton, Brunswick, Jonas Monroe. And number 22, from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Tim Ellison. Head coach, Steve Chapman.
And welcome to Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Fans to open kick off the ACAA basketball season here in Moncton, New Brunswick for these two teams, the STU Tommies and the Mount Allison Mounties, and we'll get into why this game's being played in Moncton and not Sackville as we get going, if you're just tuning in and didn't listen to the girls' game. But off the jump, Tim Ellison tips it, but intercepted there, and first possession goes to STU. Owen Amos on the handoff to Littleton. Vincent Littleton. Amos, little handoff action. Jeff Lavoie, STU's best and most consistent player. He gets all the way to the glass and lays it in for 2. Lots of talent in this game. Lots of guys that can create plays off the bounce like that. Minwoo Park, add him to that list. He's back into the lineup for Mount A. Missed the preseason, the bulk of it, with a hip injury. Described as being at 90% by his coaches. Ball finds its way to Jonas Monroe. Out for a 3 from Noah McCarthy, the fifth-year player, wearing number 5 out of Grand Falls. This, some people thought would be a rebuilding year for Mount A with so many players being first and second year guys, and all they did in the preseason with a lot of adversity was go 6-2 and win the Ken Gould tournament up in STU. And McCarthy and Monroe, big reasons for that. Monroe misses that 3. He's been tremendous in his second year. Talking to his parents down below and last year's assistant coach Gerard Reinders before this game during warm-ups, complimenting the hard work he's put in as they turn it over at half court. And Vince Littleton now with a nice look inside to Lavoie. Lays it up off the glass for his second hoop. And Minwoo and Noah McCarthy are an unbelievable backcourt tandem, veteran one for this group of Mounties. And Jonas plays with his food a little bit, and the food bites back. Lavoie with the steal. He's going coast to coast. Lays it in on a 6-3 lead for the nationally ranked St. Thomas Tommies. Top 10 in the country, actually. Mount A not in those rankings. Again, feeling is this is a rebuilding year amongst kind of the media members, but the flush at one end. Gaio Asaya flushes it down, the defending defensive player of the year in this league. Jonas in tight. Well defended there by Owen Amos, though. Should be a guaranteed two. And Stu off to a running start here. Littleton baseline and one. And the Tommies are just sprinting past the Mounties here in the opening 2.5 minutes of this game. Mount A not getting quality shots, turning the ball over. And the St. Thomas Tommies are turning them into points. And Noah McCarthy is not agreeing with the call, which will come as a shock. Him running commentary with players, fans, referees is a common thing in this league. What opposing players and referees or players and fans haven't figured out yet is that does nothing except fuel Noah. They haven't put that together in 5 years yet completely, which is baffling to me. He's not going to back down from anybody. And look at that defense inside, double team. Not a turnover, though. The ball comes back out to Asaya, not his game. The three-point shot is not his featured offensive characteristic. He's long on that one. And he gets a foul there as Minwoo Park tried to go through him, the Fredericton native. Back for his last year in the program. And Vincent Littleton escorting Noah McCarthy out of bounds. And they're getting a foul, technical foul, and Vince Littleton pointing to his head. And I'll be surprised if at some point in this game that little point at the brain doesn't come back to haunt Mr. Littleton. Noah doesn't take those kind of slights as all that personally. He just comes back at you harder next time. I'm not sure why the technical was there other than he was delaying the game walking out of bounds. And now he's going to check out, and he's going to have a chat with somebody on the bench, I would imagine. And a revelation for the Mounties in the preseason. Miles Haynes-Lacey has checked in the game, and he's effectively a sixth starter. And there's already some chatter going on here between the teams, the referees. This is going to be a very physical, explosive kind of matchup. Minwoo Park wheels and deals but misses. Amos knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Mounties. This could get chippy if the referees don't maintain control of it. There's going to be a lot of physical play between these two teams. These two teams do not like each other. Jonas Monroe misses in and out. Haynes-Lacey trying to crash that glass and forces another possession here from Mount A. Miles Haynes-Lacey came into the program last year looking like he was going to be at best a redshirt. Not sure if he was going to be making the team this year. When they came back, when they were bringing in new guys, it wasn't for sure he was going to be on the team. And he's turned himself into one of the best players on the team in the preseason. Their best player in a couple of the preseason games. He had 26 in a game in the Gould. He's been unbelievable, as has Adunya, who just nailed that three for Mount A. And yeah, I heard Coach Chapman call for a travel there on Asaya, and I agree with him. Good rebound there by Allison. And Allison's been another, not revelation. They knew that, much like Jonas Monroe, they knew that he was going to be terrific for this program. They didn't know he was going to be this terrific, this fast. And on cue, Mr. Ellison makes me look smart. Collects his own miss and back up and in for 2. Going to the line for the three-point play. And Mount A, a mini run here. Ellison can bring this down to a 3-point lead. The second-year man out of Halifax. Only played 1 year of high school basketball and has turned himself into one of the premier big men in the small college league. Lavoie rolls off that and nicely done. He catches that ball in space. He's going to be tough to stop, and he's off to a hot start. Jeff Lavoie, 14-9 now. Stu. Owen knocks it away, and that's been a tough start to his game. Up for 3 on the wing is Vince Littleton, and he's feeling himself a little bit. Backing up his talk with some play is Vince Littleton. He was at times Stu's best player in the Gould, and at times their worst. He was turning the ball over at times, but he's explosive and talented. And there's going to be a timeout. Timeout. Coach John Hickey for the Tommies. No. Thought it was a timeout. No, substitution. Amos comes out. And onto the floor. Harrison Florian. Talented big man for Stu. Even when they play 5 out, Littleton, penetration. Good closeout by Ellison, though. Swing the ball all the way around. Tanner Hoyt, he can fill it up. He's got range, but if you close out on him clumsily like that, he can also burn you. Haynes Lacey now. Careless pass. Turnover by to Lavoie, but careless by Lavoie, and he turns it over right back. Minwoo Park. Over to Jonas Monroe. He's had a tough start, but he's going to pop a 3, and he's got to make it. Slow start. Cured. Jonas Monroe. He has been one of the best players in the ACAA in the preseason. But there goes Gaio Isaiah. Penetrates for 2, and Mounties defense struggling to stop this high-octane Stu offense. Down 7 here, 4:41 on the clock. First quarter, timeout. So fans, if you didn't join us for the first game, the girls' game, talked a lot about it. The Mounties situation with their gym, the McCormick Gymnasium in Sackville. They did an entire overhaul. They're in the process of doing an overhaul to that gym. It's going to make it an unbelievable venue to watch basketball, but right now it is not done. The floor is being laid. Things are being done. It's going to be done in December sometime in time for January games, but until then, they can't play there. They can't practice there. They play at Salem. They practice at Salem Elementary in Sackville, a spot without a three-point line and with backboards and rims they can't dunk on for fear of probably injury and also breaking them. So, so Amherst High Middle School, Salem Elementary, Marshview School in Sackville, they've all been used. The guys have to tote over the balls. They have to tote over brooms to clean the place. They got to do all that work themselves, hop on the bus, and they can't get into the gym during the day to get up shots. So it's definitely a problem. But same as with Ryan Chase and the girls team, Coach Steve Chapman, not making excuses. He uses it they talked about it as an opportunity. Hey, get through this tough stretch of your season where we're playing all on the road before Christmas. Come back after Christmas, and it's smooth sailing. 9 of the last 12 at home in a brand new gym, feeding off that energy. Haynes Lacey breaks that pressure, hands it off to Minwoo Park. Not sure when we'll see Noah McCarthy again with his foul trouble and other troubles that he's had so far in this half. From the corner, Miles Haynes Lacey, the man with 3 names, makes a 3, and that's continuation. That is an unbelievable continuation call. Interesting. Emmanuel Dunya on the foul. That ball, that's going to count for reasons passing understanding. But Asaya is going to go to the line.
At the line for the Tommies, number 8, Gaio
Asaya,
Asaya.
reigning defensive player in the league in the ACAA. So 3 scratches tonight for the Tommies. Ethan Tumwine, pardon me. Evan Villain, who's a key member of the squad. And Tyrese Paul, also a key member of the squad, a 5th-year Fredericton player. So they got some injury issues. Nathan Kayembe and Brody Richardson are the 2 in street clothes for the Mounties men. And they face a 9-point deficit here early. They break that press fairly easily this time. Minwoo Park hands off to Dunya. Haynes Lacey, nice skip pass to Minwoo, and he's going to pop a 3 and make it. Minwoo Park for 3. Lead down to 6 now. Almost a turnover there by Asai. He collects against the defense of against the defense of Connor Briand on the game, who's also been a terrific addition so far has Briand. Littleton now. Pass is tipped. Asaya's going to have to go against the clock. Tough shot, doesn't go. Ellison uses his physicality and his long arms to collect, and he collects a foul as well. Good defensive possession there by Mount A. And Briand was a guy, the returnees kind of had a little snicker when they first caught a sight of Connor. This guy's going to play with us? He's not big enough. He's not fast enough. Come on, he's going to play with us. And coach said, just you wait. And sure enough, he said he's going to be good enough for 2 blocks, 5 boards, 2 charges. He's had a shoulder issue, but he's playing. And he's going to be that kind of glue guy. The plan for Mount A. Adunya on the penetration, not able to finish. Tough shot, left hand. Came up short. Haynes Lacey forces a turnover, stepping in there. Trey Campbell, first-year player out of Scarborough on the court for St. Thomas, not able to collect. And Haynes Lacey, as I talked about, almost an afterthought in this program last year. Wasn't sure he'd even be back on the squad this year, and all he did in the summer was just go away and get really good. Oh, a pretty feed by Minwoo to Rashawn Ferguson, who is an absolute physical specimen. Fans can run like the wind, can jump fast. When he gets a sense for the speed of the college game and hones some things, my goodness, is he going to be a terror. So athletic, jumps through the roof. Minwoo's going to try a 3 from the other side. He's late. Ferguson pops it up in the air. Not able to collect. And that's going to stay with. No, it's going to go to the STU. Looks like it was out off of Ferguson. Jonas Monroe back in the game. And Lavoie and Monroe both back in the game. Little horn set up top for Stu. Back to Lavoie. Oh, he turns it over. And a nice steal there by Haynes Lacey. He's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. He's just been terrific at both ends of the floor as Miles Haynes Lacey. Second-year guy out of Fredericton. They said he almost, former coach Reinders said at times last year he ran over and had to check the pulse of Miles Haynes Lacey, make sure he was still alive. He just kind of accepted his role and didn't cause any problems, wasn't a bad presence, but just kind of accepted his role and didn't give any hints that he would grow into what he's grown into already in 1 year. And that's just a tribute to the hard work he put in And he's just been amazing. And a good defense there up top from Mount A. Don't get a lucky break. And now Stu's going to earn a trip to the line. New one to the floor for Mount A. It's number 8, Simon Tector. Second-year player out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. A man who's, I've been told, his father was the best man of an ex-teammate of mine at Mount A. Now, if you can follow that, I'll say it slower this time. His father was the best man at the wedding of my teammate Matt Stanley from Mount Allison. And he's been a welcome addition to this program the last couple of years. A pretty move from Jeff Lavoie. He is just a handful to contain off the bounce. Fourth-year player at Ottawa. League All-Star. And he's a wrecking crew right now in this first quarter for the Tommies. Trying to bang in a free throw for a three-point play, and he does. Mount A now stuck 8 again. Jonas Monroe on the inbounds. Kick ball from Littleton. They are determined to cause pressure, to cause havoc here with their pressure is Stu. Mount A handled it well up in the Ken Gould tournament preseason. Ferguson now. He's going to rise to the rim. Leaves it short. But hustling. And now gets called for the foul. He's going to work hard, is Ferguson. And you're going to see, before long, he gets the ball hit ahead to him on the break like that. You're going to see him flushing it. You're not going to see him miss a shot at the rim. Tim Ellison back in. And checking out is Connor Briand. First-year guy to Kingston, and that is a real pipeline that Mount A's got out of that club team in Kingston. They've got some guys coming from some contacts for next year as well. Tried to force a turnover. Mount A's going to have limited seconds to get the ball over half court. Ferguson's going to take it out. 3 men in the backcourt for Mount A. They might want to send somebody long here. It's going to be tough to get it over half. And they get called for a foul and a bailout. That's tough. That's 5 fouls now. To the line is going to go Jonas Monroe, and he was real smart there. If you're not going to get the ball moving on the run towards midcourt against the clock like that, just put the ball on the glass, try to create some contact, or put the ball on the floor, try to get some contact. He did just that. And Ben Duell was in the game and out before I got a chance to say his name. The second-year player out of Moncton, Bernice McNaughton player. One of those called a sandpaper guy by his coach, which is a perfect description for Ben Duell. He is rough to play against, but he's got 2 quick ones and missed free throws. They haunted the girls in game 1. And Jonas bangs in a 3. The free throws are too easy for Jonas. He needed to get out to 3 and spread his wings, and he did. Mount A back within 8. Oh, splitting the D up top nicely was Trey Campbell, but was not able to finish, but he collects, and now Jeff Lavoie kisses it in. Ferguson was not able to secure. Turned it right back over. Mount A now stuck double figures again. Ellison to Ferguson. Tector now. Oh, hand down, man down situation. Jonas feeling it. 3 for 3 from three-point land. Now Lavoie against Ferguson. Up top to Florian. Florian, don't sleep on him. And short with that three-pointer and able to collect was Monroe. A good hit ahead to Tector. Tector goes to the glass, and he's going to the line for 2. You can't sleep on the break against either of these teams. This is going to be a tennis match for some of this game. It's going to be going back and forth so quick. They push against misses, they push against turnovers, they push against makes. Both of these teams, they both play 5 out, despite the fact they both have strong inside players. And Mount A again bit by the missed free throw bug. Protector will try to pull this game within 6 with the second. Nope, leaves it short, but Ellison there to collect the rebound. Oh, and careless pass. Back came Campbell to interrupt that one to Haynes Lacey. Littleton now, he's going to pop a 3 against trouble. Misses it, and it's knocked away, and it's going to end. Nope, we got to have, we got to have time on the clock. They're going to put time back on the clock for sure, at least a half second. There's going to be at least a half second on the clock here. Tector to inbounds. Oh, a minute. Oh, a second and 1.3 seconds. That was more than I expected. Mount A's going to have a chance to get a shot up off the glass here. Set a little rub screen. Oh, and he's not able to get it off. He turns it over before but they're going to call that the end of the quarter. So we go to the first quarter break, and it's 33-26 Tommies over your Mount Allison Mounties here from Crandall University Gymnasium in Moncton, New Brunswick. Thanks for joining us again, fans. Dave Tingley here with the call for my alma mater, Mount Allison Mounties. And so fans, join me. I'm at Hoops Tingley on Twitter. And I already know that some of my former Mount A teammates are watching. So Mr. Fleming, Mike Fleming from Fredericton. Good to hear from you, my friend. He liked the Matt Stanley shout out. I hope Matt Stanley's listening. If you are, Matt, drop me a line on Twitter. But I know Nathan Ayer, I know Nate, big Nate Dogg, you're out there watching too, I know. And I'm glad to know it. And again, I want to shout out Steve Ridlington, the great Steve Ridlington that has done so much good work for Mount A on the mic in all kinds of sports. And he's the best, and he stepped aside for me to step into this role this year, knowing how much it meant to me to be doing these. So he's top-notch in my books. So, yeah, thanks, Steve. And I know he's a support. He sent me a message earlier today wishing me luck, and I know it means a lot. So it's going to be fun being the voice of the Mounties. I hope to do it for a long time, and I hope everybody enjoys it out there. So 33-26 first quarter break. So, yeah, Mount A. So they've had some struggles with their coach said that some of them, even mental health stuff of these kids having to facing the grind of getting up every day and not having the gym to go through to get up shots, only having having the team room as a social area the way they normally do in the athletic center, and having to tote balls and brooms and things on the bus to between gyms, practicing in elementary schools in Sackville and middle schools and high schools in Amherst, making those trips every day. That's and still having to do their studies and all that stuff. It's got to be taxing, but making no excuses are the guys or the girls, and they came through with a big 20-point victory earlier tonight. If you weren't watching, did the Mount A girls team, the nationally ranked Mount A girls team, destined to move up after that win. STU ranked in the top 10 on the guys' side here, and Minwoo almost with the turnover, but was able to save it. Haynes Lacey had it knocked away by Isaiah, and he's going to finish off the glass for 2, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Back on the floor to start this quarter is Noah McCarthy. Stuck 9 now are the Mounties. Into Ellison. He's got that face-up game. Comes up short, though. Crashing is Minwoo Park, but that crash, you just got to do, listen, that second effort, he might have you beat for that ball, but just that effort that you make to crash the glass leaves a guy off balance, steps on the line, creates another possession. Jonas has to get on the floor to save it, and he does. McCarthy squeezes baseline, can't squeeze it in, though. Rebounded by Amos, and back comes Stu. Trey Campbell now, he pops a lefty 3. Doesn't go. And Haynes Lacey let it go out of bounds, not able to save. And Jonas Monroe's gonna get it in. Minwoo, back to Jonas. Faced with a double team. And That's a lot of contact. But shaking his head no, says the referee. This is a very physical matchup. And we are already hearing from the Mount A section of the fan base the dissatisfaction with the physical play that Stu's getting away with. Oh, boy. One guy getting it in particular. And I think those of you watching might know who that guy is. Jonas gets held. And referee Scotty Wood gets a thank you, a friendly thank you, I'm sure, from the crowd, from the Mounties fans. So you haven't been getting the whistle for a bulk of this game from your perspective. If you're a smart team, you don't get frustrated. You just wait for that turnaround. And Noah McCarthy, if there's going to be a turnaround, he's going to lead it. And I told you, the chat from Vincent Littleton might come back to haunt him at some point. We'll see if that plays out or if Vince backs up his talk. But Noah, I have a feeling, has a fire in his belly at the moment, even more than usual. After the way that first quarter started, they force a turnover back to the Mounties, and with all the struggles they've had, shooting the ball, turnovers, technical foul on Noah, they're only stuck 6 here. 8:37 on the clock, and Stu's kind of backed off on the pressure a little bit. Completely there, actually, on that possession. We'll see. Noah again from the wing. Other wing, in and out, and in again and out again. That looked good, though. You could tell he was feeling it. Littleton on the penetration. And they're going to give him 2 shots? They're giving him 2 shots? How is it 2 shots? I'm confused. But anyway, I guess it's 2 shots. Boy, that's a continuation of a continuation to give him 2 shots on that one. But okay, I guess we're playing NBA rules today on the continuation. Littleton bangs in 2, pushes the lead back to 8. Minwoo Park, that pressure's back. Adunya gets it across the half. Duel back on now, checking him for Stu. Jonas on the pull-up, that's sweet. Long with the jumper, though. Littleton on the rebound, he's going to push. Oh, boy. See ya, says Hoyt. Misses the pull-up. Littleton collects that rebound over the back of McCarthy. Adunya steps in and collects that rebound nicely. He's going to be... Oh, he steps on the sideline. Again, some physical play from the Tommies off the bounce, and they're letting it go. A lot of explanation from this one particular referee that Mount A's had some trouble with. Had some disagreement with, pardon me, I should say. I'm not saying he's the cause of the trouble. His calls could all be 100% correct, but I certainly disagree, and nicely done by Minwoo Park denying that pass to Asai inside. Haynes Lacey spins and deals in the lane and lays it in. Boy, that looked like he was almost getting passed into trouble, but Asai able to collect. Haynes Lacey on the challenge, but tipped up and in by McCarthy on the wrong hoop. Lead back to 8. Still only 8, though. This seems like it should be a bigger lead, the way that Stu's played, and Mount A's just felt like a struggle for them, but they are within 8, now within 6. Adunya lays it in. Lovely stuff from Emmanuel Adunya. He has had a terrific preseason. Been a dead-eye shooter. His penetration's been on point. That's too easy for Littleton. He got downhill. They didn't even send anybody to him until he had 2 feet in the paint. Pushes that lead right back out to 8. Jonas Monroe's nailed 3 threes already. Adunya now on the bounce. He's got it going left. Now that should be a continuation if we're playing by these rules. There it is. How is it not a continuation? They're not calling it though, are they? I'm waiting to see. 2 shots. They're doing it. They're doing it. Absolutely. They've called it one way. They should call it the other. They've changed the continuation rule. They got to do it both ways. So Adunya, he's going to the line. Makes the first. Down to 7. Oh, I'm enjoying myself so far. Let me tell you, my first night of calling these games. This is fun, fans. Got a good crowd in here at Crandall on a Saturday night, despite the fact that it's no Crandall teams even playing. Oh, and the Euro step by Duel, not able to finish though. And the ball finds its way to Tanner Hoyt. Boy, that's a gimme for him, but in and out. Minwoo Park now. And he's going to go to the line for 2. The foul from Owen Amos is going to put him on the line.
Foul on Owen Amos. That's his second.
So 2 fouls on Amos. And Minwoo Park is going to go to the line for 2 free throws when we come back, trying to narrow down this 41-16 lead, or 41-34 lead, pardon me. So, boy, there's been – I'm going to be going back and watching this one as I look to my left and see the old stalwart Ian Allen, the technical director here, having a fun night at Crandall U. Looking forward to his volleyball game tomorrow at Harrison Trimble High School. That's where the volleyball team, the women's volleyball team's playing tomorrow at Harrison Trimble High. He's gonna have fun with the setup at Harrison Trimble High School. Is Ian Allen, but he's been doing this since I played at Mount A. So kudos to Ian. And before I played at Mount A, he gently points out, and it's absolutely true. Oh, man. So, fans, I hope there's some – I know there's some former teammates out there that'll appreciate the Ian Allen call-out. You'll probably want me to say hi to him for you. Let me know. So, 41-34, 6:16 remaining. Second period in a interestingly refereed first half. It's odd that that's the first things out of my mouth when I sum it up, but it just comes to mind for some reason. But Mount A has not played particularly well, and STU feels like they've played half decent. But Mount A's another missed free throw. That one was lucky to get rimmed from Minwoo. Still getting his legs underneath him a little bit. Had a hip injury. He's back at 90% was the percentage I got from Mike McDougall, the assistant coach. An old Riverview High School teammate of mine. Oh, well done. Nicely by Connor Brienne, stepped in and got the steal. There's that glue guy stuff of his. And Noah McCarthy, he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. And Ben Duel already with 3, and he's going to see the bench again. Back in comes Harry Florian, 4th-year kid out of Fredericton. Lots of Fredericton presence on the STU roster, obviously. Noah McCarthy makes the first. So Noah, having the luxury that one thing Mount A has that isn't a luxury normally is a lot of youth. 8 first and second year kids. That's why this team is considered to be a rebuild year, but Mount A's not having that. Coach Steve Chapman certainly isn't. If you're going to have veteran leadership, though, on a young team, it's awfully nice to have it in the backcourt and superstar talent. That's Jonas Monroe. He's certainly in that category. As Asaya, boy, that was too easy. Dances baseline. And that was an acting job. That was an unbelievable acting job by Vince Littleton. I got to give him credit. And again, he points to his brain as if he's the smartest guy in the gym. Again, Vince, I'd stow that if I were you, but it's certainly a smart play by him to flop. That was an epic one. And McCarthy's got to sit down. He's got 3 now. So smart stuff. You got to hand it to Littleton. Again, I would hold off on the gestures until the game's in the books. Asaya doesn't want to shoot that 3. They get inside to Florian, and now it's going to be a shot clock violation. Good defensive possession from Mount A, and they're going to have to play the rest of this half and probably, I would say, a bulk of the third quarter, if I know Coach Chapman, without Noah. And he is the lead by example guy on this team, and Minwoo Park is the vocal guy. And to have that balance of two tremendous point guards the way they do. Ellison not able to finish. Nice screen and roll from him. He's such a big body. 6'10" is not a measurement you get in the small college league very many times. And Ian Allen signaling to me the too small. He's too small for me. That's simple. Oh, my legs. Oh, my legs bouncing the camera. Oh, man, fans, if the camera was bouncing around a lot, it's my nervous energy being so excited calling this game. Ian Allen telling me to calm down, as well he should. Ellison, he's got such a pretty release. And he's stretched that range out to three-point range, his range out to the three-point line this year in his second year already. Made 2 threes in each of the Ken Gould games. And it's easy. It's an easy stroke. And a trip. And the third foul of the quarter on Mount A. Emmanuel Aduna's second. Boy, they can't afford him to get his third. Yeah, and there comes Miles Haynes-Lacey, I think. With Noah with 3, they can't afford a third on a guy like Aduna. And Jeff Lau. Oh, the eraser! Ellison off the backboard. And got right back comes Littleton. Takes the ball right back. And that is some next level spin. And no warning there but on Asaya for knocking the ball down. Strange. Lots of little head games being played by the St. Thomas Tommies. Not to say that they shouldn't. They're good at it. Rebound nicely by Minwoo Park off the miss by Jonas, and he's going to try to spin it in. He doesn't get it. It's going to stay with the Mounties. Hitting the offensive glass. And Haynes-Lacey is indeed in the game for Aduna. I imagine they'll try to make it to the, and Haynes-Lacey left all alone. Good challenge. Ellison on the rebound. Up and in. And Ellison kind of taking over inside a little bit. Hoyt ahead of the crowd. He's going to pull it back out. Doesn't want to attack 1-on-3. Lavoie had a loud first quarter. Been a little quieter here in the second. Spins inside out to Hoyt. He's got that range. Down it goes. Down it goes. He's got it. Unlimited parking lot range from Tanner Hoyt. Minwoo Park against Asaya. That was a matchup that Coach John Hickey pointed out in our midweek talk. Haynes-Lacey. His strong play just continues. The hyphen. Oh, that was a bit of a carry. Littleton didn't get it. Syed doesn't like that 3, but he'll shoot it reluctantly. Hoyt collects the offensive rebound and puts it back up and in. 50 points now already for STU. 50-42. Ellison, he's going to put the ball in the glass and attack. They're going to call that an offensive foul. Well done by Harrison Florian. Looked to me like maybe he was still moving, but he did a good job getting squared up and took it right on the chest, and sometimes that's all you need. STU almost got a 5 count there. Lavoie beats Jonas. Tipped out of bounds there in the corner by Brienne. Back on the floor for Mount A. Littleton now away from the ball. You know he's going to be coming to it. He's had a terrific first half as Littleton. Not only scoring the ball, but he's played some head games with Noah McCarthy and won. That doesn't happen a lot. Sai again doesn't like the 3, but he took it. Takes it reluctantly. Collected there by Jonas in the corner. Minwoo back to Jonas. He's going to look to penetrate Florian, as he should. Florian did a great job, though, standing his ground. He got beat halfway. But Jonas not able to finish over him. Saya out to Hoyt. And nicely done, Hoyt against Minwoo Park. Hoyt having a good first half. Pushes the lead up to 10 now for the Tommies. Minwoo calls for a screen from Ellison. Turnover. Boy, ACAA is tough defensively. And he can flush it. Big throwdown from ACAA, the reigning player of the year defensively in the ACAA. Well, blown dead there for reasons I didn't quite hear, but some equipment malfunction maybe on somebody. Who knows? Campbell and Amos back in for STU. Ellison can handle the ball a little bit at 6'10". Not always the case. Monroe now using that screen, goes against it. And gets held by Hoyt, or pardon me, by Amos. And he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Missed his first 2. Now they could use these 2, that's for sure. Just like the STU girls faced, this is about the deficit the STU girls faced with 2 minutes left in the first game today as Rashawn Ferguson checks back in for Connor Briand. And they won the last 2 minutes and win it at the breakdown 7. If that's the result for Mount A guys here as Jonas makes the first. I'm going to call him, I'm sorry, it's because of the Weezer song, I'm going to call him Jonas here and there, fans. I'm a 90s man. Weezer was my band. My name is Jonas. I don't know, I'm going to screw it up. I just am. But he's 2 for 2 at the line. Is Weezer? Maybe that's his nickname. I don't know, I'm still working out nicknames. 2 for 2 at the line for Monroe. Down to 10, that's deep. And now Mount A has a break opportunity, and here comes Haynes Lacey's gonna lay it in for 2. Just what the doctor ordered for Mount A. A little run here towards the end of the first half. They're back down to single digits, 54-46. Baseline goes Campbell. He's gonna flick it all the way over to Hoyt. He's got that range. Step back though, nicely challenged by Monroe. And Ellison's gonna throw it to him. Pretty pass. The QB to the wide receiver. He misses it, but he's going to the line for 2. And Timmy Ellison. Little Patrick Mahomes. And is that going to be not going to be an intentional? Yeah. You got to play the ball in that situation. Didn't quite look like he got there, but also, you know, that's a tough one to call. Some people near me are shaking their head no. All right, listen. I've been on the refs all half. I should back off, give them a benefit of the doubt on this one. There we go. Jonas now 4 for 4 since starting 0 for 2 from the line. Back to 6 now for Mount A. Making a nice run here. Florian looking for a handoff to Campbell. Gets it. Campbell attacks left-handed. Nice move. Gets hit. Doesn't go in, but 2 free throws for Campbell. That was just kind of a mental mistake on that screen roll. That wasn't anything special. Just kind of overplayed a little bit by Mount A. Gave Campbell the wide open lefty bounce, but he comes up short on the first free throw. Mount A stuck 6 here, 1:18 remaining on the clock first half. Short on the second as well. Nicely done by Monroe. Jonas pops at the corner, not there. Here it comes, a little elevator play, but Minwoo beats him. He's gonna go to the line for 2. Well read there by Minwoo Park. Had a little elevator play for Jonas coming up for a 3. Stu overplayed a little bit, gave Minwoo a sliver of daylight, and that's all Mr. Park needs to get to the rim, and he's got a chance to bring this down even closer. And it goes. Mount A turning their fortunes around at the line here late in the second quarter. Back to 5. And Minwoo Parks the second one as well. Swish. Good first half for Minwoo, coming off, probably trying to shake off a little bit of rust with no first half and practices in an elementary school. Oh, nice move by Florian. You can't give him a step. He can put the ball on the glass and create. Oh, smart pass to Haynes Lacey. Timmy running the floor, lays it in. Smart break. Dropping dimes there was the hyphenate. Haynes Lacey. Playing D as well. Boy, this is quite a run for Mount A without Adunya, without Noah McCarthy. The lead's down to 4. Zach Vautour onto the floor for Stu. Oh, that's looking, yes, a good call there by referee Scotty Wood. That was a good call. Hickey doesn't like it. Does John Hickey on the sideline? Pardon me, fans, if I get a little familiar tone with the coaches. I'm good friends with all 4 of these coaches. And they've all been really good to me, Ryan Chase and Freddie Connors in the first game. I've gone back, played against Fred at Stu. John Hickey, I've coached, been around his forever since we both coached in BMB back in the day. And Coach Chapman was my coach back in the day. And Mike McDougall I played with at Riverview High, the assistant. So I'm familiar with everybody. So if I sound a little bit overly familiar, that's the only reason why. So 56-52. And I was talking a lot and didn't realize what was going on. So we'll see whose ball it is when we come back to action. Whew, this has been a fun first half to watch, fans. And I know if you're listening, I don't know if you watched ACAA TV earlier today. Holland College went 2-0 and fairly easily in their first games. Thank you, Mike Fleming, for appreciating my Weezer shout out. His name is Jonas. I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna find a way to incorporate it into every game, like the idiot that I am. And you fans, you'll say nothing unlike it, fans. My 90s references are gonna bleed in. That's just how it is. So back in the day, Mount A and Stu, back in my day, was a big time rivalry. We loved playing them. Those guys, I'm friends with a bunch of them still. Lucas Holt, I don't know if you're listening out there in broadcast land. Freddie, just a bunch of good guys, great players. Tommy Lewis, yeah, friendships to this day. And I love this league, and I know these guys are competitors, but also friends and hate to lose to each other. That Mount A thought it was their ball, but no. And a little back and forth between Trey Cramble and Jonas Monroe. Haynes Lacey now. Ooh, Campbell. Nicely done. Lacey with the pressure defense. Campbell did great work there. They run Tanner Hoyt off the line, but he's going to hoist up a one-hander. Doesn't go. This half's going to end 56-52. Tommy's Mount A with a big run towards the end of that second quarter to make things nice and tight as we head to the final 20 minutes of the second game of our doubleheader of the opening weekend in the ACAA. All right, fans, that was fun. I know if you're out there in TV land, you're going to be joining me for the last 20 minutes. We'll see you in 14:47. And welcome back, fans, to the second half of our doubleheader here on ACAA TV. I'm Dave Tingley, joining you from the Crandall University Gym on the Crandall campus in Moncton, New Brunswick. Not in Sackville, as we should be, but for any of you that don't know already, just joining us late, Mount A is not playing out of their gym until the second half of the year. And so the one home game they couldn't reschedule the second half, they're playing here. So kind work by the Crandall University Chargers Athletic Department to give everybody access here. And we were treated to a pretty good first half, pretty entertaining first half, very interesting first half. Some developments that we didn't expect, some interesting calls, some interesting developments as far as, Noah McCarthy goes for the Mount Allison Mounties. Got a quick tee and suffered from some foul trouble the whole half, and didn't see the floor as much as he normally would. He's probably going to sit to start this third quarter, if I would guess. No, he's back on the floor. All right, rolling the dice a little bit is Coach Steve Chapman. But in the first half, the St. Thomas Tommies were led by Vincent Littleton with 16 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Really, 4 guys did most of their scoring. Asaya had 10, Tanner Hoyt 15. And Jeff Lavoie started fast, cooled off in the second quarter, but still ended the half with 9. Mount A led by Tim Ellison with 12. And Jonas Monroe with 10. Good defensive possession to start by Mount A. Ellison hands off to Noah McCarthy. Jonas Monroe. McCarthy spins, misses over Littleton. Saya loses it. Jonas Monroe with the steal. Minwoo Park with the Euro step. Misses, but he's going to the line for 2 free throws. So solid start here for Mount A. Good offensive possession. Just a missed shot from Noah. 2 stops defensively, and Minwoo to the line for 2 free throws. Knocks in the first. Minwoo Park, he is gutting it out a little bit tonight. He's, getting near back to 100%. Amos struggles on the catch there from Littleton, gets it back to him. Adunya back on the floor. He's got 2. So a couple of foul things to watch for Mount A, and Littleton all the way to the glass. He's 7 for 8 from the floor, including a 3. And he's imprints all over the box score. Minwoo misses the layup. Amos with the rebound. Littleton now kicks it over to Amos. Amos for 3, and he knocks it in. Get him a shot with his feet set. He's going to nail it. Steal by Asaya up and in. Careless a little bit from Minwoo Park in the lead. Just as quick as you like, goes right back to 9. Jonas Monroe now against Lavoie. Minwoo swings it to Adunya. All the way to Jonas Monroe. That's going to be in. Forget about it. You can't give Jonas Monroe that much time. That's his 4th 3. He had 3 assists, 3 boards and 2 assists in the first half as well. Up to 13 on the night. Ooh, how that pass got through, I'll never know. Finds its way to Lavoie. He's going to go up against Ellison. Can't get it over top of him. Well defended by Timmy. McCarthy now against Asaya. Littleton strips it. And Littleton felt like he won a little battle in the first half with McCarthy probably. Had a great half, 16 points. Got a little tee. Oh, Jonas shed him but wasn't able to finish. Now Asaya in the open court. Jonas takes the foul. Only his second.
Foul on number 6, Jonas Monroe. That's his second.
So only his second. The rules changed in the NBA now. You can't take a foul on a break like that. That probably would have been a shot and a possession if it was the NBA, but no such rule yet at this level. Stolen again by Littleton off the, and trying to steal it right back was Jonas, didn't get it. Now Amos is driving on Ellison, can't get it up over top of him, well defended. It's gonna be, that hit the rim though. So they blow it dead. They called a foul? What is going on tonight in this gym? I can't understand that call either. That's going to be it. That changes again. That's an unnecessary foul. I don't understand where the foul was on that. I'll have to go back and look at it. Ellison trying to get the board. And Jonas can't be as physical as he would like to be in that situation because he's already got the three. Minwoo Park comes back to get it, hands it to Jonas. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy, he sees Adunya in the corner, and that's going to go down for three. Smart break from the Mounties. So here's another situation. Mounties have been just sort of getting the bad breaks all night. Good, another well-defended play from Ellison. Moved his feet well to recover. Minwoo to Adunya, back to Ellison. He's going to make that three. He's too wide open. No, he comes up short. I jinxed him. Tanner Hoyt now. He's going to challenge Ellison. He doesn't win. Jonas playing with three. Finds Adunya in the corner just where he hit one. He hits another. Instant replay by Emmanuel Adunya on a three. His shooting has just so much improved since last year. He was a good shooter last year. He is a very good shooter right now, and that is going to go down. That's instant. That's guaranteed for Tanner Hoyt. I didn't jinx him on that. That wide open. The penetration of Littleton has been a problem for Mount A. The lead back to 5, 68-63, 5:35 clock running. Minwoo. Jonas took a hit there. And they're going to call it. Minwoo's trying to sell that it was a shot. I don't think they're going to fall for it. That's going to be on the pass. Looked to me like a pass. Yep. So now, finally, after a few minutes of gameplay, Jonas Monroe going to the bench. Miles Haynes-Lacey in. And they're calling for two shots, but I think that's right. I think he was trying to. Oh, that's a terrible pass by Minwoo. And Lavoie, he's going to finish that one. Didn't deliver it where Haynes-Lacey was looking for it, that's for sure. Noah McCarthy on the rise and fire. Long. Good crash from Haynes-Lacey, not able to collect. And Stu gets another chance to run, and Tanner Hoyt. Oh, he's feeling it. Tanner Hoyt, red hot. He and Littleton have just been tremendous. Not sure how that didn't get called a foul, but it didn't. But there is Minwoo Park, and he is crooked on the three attempt. Hoyt off to Littleton. Littleton on the step, off to Asaya. Misses the first, misses the second. Blocked on the third. He's going to get a fourth attempt. Out of bounds, back to Mount A. Boy, a blown opportunity there for Gaio Asaya. Now we go to timeout. So Stu stretched this lead back out to 10 points. Boy, the runs are coming fast and furious. Mount A really had some momentum going and a couple of curious calls again. I'll have to go back and watch. I've made some timestamp marks here on my mentally to go back and take a look at some of these plays. But boy, that third foul on Jonas Monroe is curiouser and curiouser as the time goes. But now they got to fight through some things. So they got Noah McCarthy and Jonas with 3 fouls. So we'll see how Coach Steve Chapman tries to play out these minutes because he's going to need the both of them to play heavy minutes in the fourth quarter if he expects to bring this game home. Right now they face a 10-point deficit, 73-63 as the timeout breaks. It's Haynes Lacey. Tector back on the floor now for Mount A, along with Connor Briand, Ferguson, and Noah McCarthy. So a bunch of new faces for Mount A here to close out this quarter. Littleton and Hoyt, who have been tremendous for STU tonight, Asaya. And they're joined by some couple new additions themselves, Trey Campbell and Harrison Florian onto the floor for STU. So pressure again. Haynes Lacey got himself stuck. And some traffic over there on the sideline. Briand and McCarthy in the same place, and McCarthy stepped out of bounds. So little run here for STU. Big last 4 minutes of this quarter for the Mounties. They need to make it without, and that's a turnover. Nicely done. Asaya, and that goes to Asaya. Normally when a player drives baseline like that, a player in Asaya's spot would fade to the corner for an open three. Asaya is so reluctant with that shot of his that looks a little bit broken. And Littleton doesn't get away with the reach on that one. Smart attack there by Noah McCarthy. So it is an issue with Asaya a little bit. You get elite, top shelf defense from him. You get a guy who can penetrate with the best of them too. Athletic, smart, all that stuff. Just that three-point shot is not reliable. And McCarthy misses one. Chased down in the corner by Dool. Gets it to Asaya. Skips it. Over to Campbell, and he's going to show up the lefty three. Ferguson on the rebound on Campbell's miss. Ferguson over to Tector. Looking to use the screen. Finds McCarthy. McCarthy going to go at Hoyt. The spin. Oh, the bringer of rain. Nothing but net. That is so difficult, that shot over two guys. At least, maybe three. Whew. Boy, that was pretty. Down to 7 is the lead. 3:20 clock running third quarter. Ben Dool. Connor Briand watching. Runs into a screen. Almost lost out of bounds. Run down by Trey Campbell. Trey Campbell on the push-off. Absolutely. Good call. Good challenge by Miles Haynes Lacey. Forcing Campbell into that situation. A little chicken wing. Campbell's third. So McCarthy doing a good job playing big minutes in this quarter without getting a fourth. He's going to find Tector for a wide open three. Not able to convert. Ferguson mistimed his jump, but he stays with it. Briand, oh boy. McCarthy thought there was somebody behind him in the corner. I think Briand thought he was going to cut to the basket. Anyway, miscommunication. Coach Chapman hops up, gives him a clap. That's a sin of commission, not omission. You can forgive those. Just a little misread. Campbell now on the dribble handoff. Messy with Hoyt. He's able to collect. Well guarded there by Hector, harassing him. Ferguson too. They both get on the floor, as does McCarthy. Challenges for that ball. Good hustle all the way around. And we'll see what the call is. They called Ferguson for a foul. Good grief. Okay. Another mental timestamp. That just seemed like good hustle by Florian and Ferguson. I didn't see him pulling his jersey. I didn't see him, he kind of jumped on him, but that kind of, you're going for the ball. He didn't body slam him. Anyway, we're going to move on. Move on, Tingley. You can't change it. Oh, Asaya short with that three. Boy, worked out unbelievably well for Stu. Florian lays it in. Ferguson finds McCarthy. Haynes Lacey. Tector now swings to McCarthy. He's got an open three. Side rim. Tector trying to fight around for that rebound. Mountie stuck 10. They did a good job at this point in the second quarter, bringing that lead back all the way down to 4 in the last 3 minutes. They got 2 minutes here. The ends of quarters and halves, so important. Nice defense there. Well done by Briand. And Ferguson collects that rebound, and he's going to get free throws. And that's going to be the third foul on Harrison Florian. If you're a Stu fan, I mean, it's not like you got a comfortable lead. You got to feel good about things, though. You got a couple of guys in Littleton and Tanner Hoyt really having big games as Ferguson makes the first. And you got one of your stars, Jeff Lavoie, started the game off like gangbusters and has been pretty quiet. But you got him in your back pocket. You got to figure the fourth quarter, if he's needed, he's going to make some inroads in this game, put his fingerprints on it. Jonas Monroe back in. I've called him Jonas and Jonas so many times. I'm going to have to go back to his parents that I gushed about. And which one is it? Because I've heard him called 3 different things. Closes out on the corner, in and out and in again for guess who? Tanner Hoyt. Just on autopilot tonight from 3-point range. Jonas now on the handoff. No, fakes it. Steps back. And that is a good call. Tector did a great job sticking his nose in there and then got ran over. We'll see who it's on. Tanner Hoyt. So Tanner Hoyt on the foul. Tector makes the first. Back to a 10-point game. Misses the second. Ferguson rises, can't collect. Asaya on the push. Uses the screen of Lavoie. Well defended there by Minwoo Park. Ferguson up the floor, and he's going to not able to finish. Collects again. Not able to finish again. Missed opportunity there for Stu. Bad pass. Minwoo Park on the save. Ferguson collects, but turns it right back over. Then turned right back over again. Minwoo Park on the hustle. We needed the Benny Hill music for that exchange. Handoff from Ferguson to Minwoo. Finds its way to Jonas Monroe. He's going to go to work on Duel, the pull-up splash. No, I jinxed him. Great rebound there by Briand. And they didn't reset the clock. They called it. Didn't reset. Yep, they called it. Well done there by the referees to reset the clock.
Substitution for the Mounties. Entering the game, number 15.
And Gabe Powder with his first. He's going to play probably just the last 24 seconds of this third quarter. Is Gabe to buy some. Oh, I thought he brought in for Jonas. No, he's going to play the last. I suppose it's an offensive possession. You figure Jonas, have him be on the floor. And he's going to turn it over. Yep, he's going to turn it over. Nope, it's going to stay with Mount A. They got 2 seconds on the clock. And they're high are the Mounties on Gabe Powder. He's not seen a lot of minutes yet, but they're high on his game. He's got good size. He can shoot the ball a little bit. And Jonas on the rise and fire, and he gets hit. Duel with a careless one. And he's getting the stare down from his coach. Or is the referee getting the stare down? Who knows? But that is 4 on Duel. And I think it's his coach. Yeah. That is just a That's just a mental breakdown on Duel's part. He plays so hard. Doesn't give up anything. But this is big. If Monroe here has 2 more free throws, if he makes them both, down to 7. Mounties get a stop. Changes things around. 2 for 2 now for Monroe. Now they have a foul to give as well, does Mount A. We'll see if that comes into play. I don't know if they've communicated it. Ooh, that looked like a travel almost. Jonas Monroe almost got it. And now Lavoie's got to, Asaya's got to put it up against the clock. Well challenged there by Ferguson. Doesn't count. Mount A going to the break, going to the third quarter break, stuck 8. And that's about what they deserve, I think, based on the inconsistency that they've played with so far tonight. But good news is, fourth quarter is anybody's ball game. And you got to figure no more foul trouble for Jonas Monroe or for Noah McCarthy. They both have their 3. Adunya still has his 2. Stu's got a couple of guys with foul trouble of their own now, so kind of even out that way. You got to figure Coach Chapman will be able to play things as he normally does. The minutes, spread out the minutes as he wants to, not have to worry about foul calls unless, of course, early in the fourth, Monroe and McCarthy run into their 4th. But it's really felt like they've been swimming uphill all game. The Mounties, just the odd whistle we've had a few times. That technical, we didn't really talk about the technical in the first quarter on McCarthy. Not that it wasn't deserved, and I'd like to talk to the referees maybe to see what the perspective was on that. He was walking very slowly to the sidelines to inbounds the ball, and I felt that's probably what it was for. And normally in that situation, you know, as a ref, especially it's the first time of the game, you drop it and you start counting 5 seconds. That'll bring the guy over pretty quick to get the ball in bounds. That's not what happened. He got called for a tee, so maybe it was something else. Maybe it was something Noah said. But so that tee really set him back and the team kind of back in that first quarter. Him not being able to play his normal allotment of minutes, and then a couple of strange calls, and Stu kind of getting away with some physical stuff there, playing on the ball. But that part of it was at least consistent. They were letting them get away with a lot. And, so we'll see how the whistle goes in this fourth quarter, whether that plays a further part in it at all. Mount A comes out with Minwoo Park, Noah McCarthy, Jonas Monroe, Tim Ellison, and Gabe Powder's going to remain on the floor to start the fourth quarter. Stu has Tanner Hoyt, Trey Campbell, Jeff Lavoie, Owen Amos, and Guy Asaya to start the fourth. And that turnover for Mount A right off the bat. Not what you want. Asaya. Monroe meets him off that screen roll. Lavoie can't get the ball. Tanner Hoyt loses it. And it's going back to, he wanted a touch, but no, it's going back to Mount A. The victim of the tap away from behind a little bit, and it rolled off his fingers. Pressure now again from Stu. Minwoo Park, nice move at the half court. Sets up his man in the corner for 3 and splash. Noah McCarthy claps his hands. He loved that one going down. Back to 5. That's 3 threes on the night for McCarthy. He'd missed his last couple. That one was big. Ooh, and that was a little too wide open. You can't give Amos that much space with his feet set. Make him put the ball on the floor. Ellison's done a terrific job. And a nice break there again. Ellison's going to go to the glass. He feeds the ball nicely. That was a little bit of a ticky-tack. If you're a Stu fan, that's a strange one. Not as much contact as we've seen on a lot of stuff tonight. But that was a nice lefty pass there by Ellison to the corner. Had a wide open 3. Mount A might wish they didn't get that call at all. That's 4 now on Amos. So a little bit of foul trouble for Stu as well. McCarthy on that elevator play out of bounds, misses it. Monroe curls around on that offensive glass, and he's going to go to the line for 2. I've said that term a couple times tonight, fans. If you know what I mean, don't know what I mean by an elevator play. A shooter you want to get the ball in the hands of. You open up a little gap to let him run through. Sometimes it's run for a lot of times it's run at the top of the key. That was a nicely done one out of bounds. And then once he goes through that opening, you close it up like elevator doors, leaving him wide open. Monroe misses 2. Gosh, those might be big later. 81-73, 8:45, clock running, 4th quarter. Saya can't beat Winmove Park. Florian in the corner to Lavoie, tries to go back to Florian, well defended by Ellison on the steal. Winmove Park now against Tanner Hoyt. So to Monroe. Monroe's got his feet set for 3. Oh, misses. Bounces off the shot clock. Monroe's had some big ones here the last couple of trips that he expects to make. Those free throws and that 3. Lavoie to unbound the ball now for STU. Off to Trey Campbell. McCarthy watching him closely. Trying to get his hand in on that steal. A handoff there to Hoyt, being guarded by Powder. Powder shuts him down. Good defense by Gabe Powder. Mount A with a big stop. Now they need some scores. Oh, pretty roll by Ellison, and he lays it in. The left-handed feed, dropping a dime. Monroe not only can get his own, he can play make for you. Pretty feed from him. Down to 6 now, 7:41, clock running, 4th quarter. Desai on the post up against Minwoo. Blocked from behind, that was a strange one. Ellison got a fingertip on it. Didn't matter, bounced in anyway. Park got a little bit of an edge up to McCarthy. McCarthy beats Campbell baseline, takes some contact, can't finish. Campbell, the rebound in traffic. Ooh, some opportunities left going here for, and all the way to the rim by Asai off that screen. Pounds one. Tomahawk jam. His three-point shot may not be there, but he can do that with the best of them. Ellison gets tripped. Nice feed there by McCarthy. That was a big screen from Florian where McCarthy went down. I didn't see it as illegal. I know some of the Mount A fans here were calling for it, and it was a good. If you're getting caught on the screen, you might as well crumple, see if you can get a call. It didn't get one there, did Noah? I think it was the right call. Haynes Lacey, he's going to check in, give Monroe a quick breather. I would say you're going to see Monroe come right back in for the last, I'd say you're going to see about a minute of him off the floor, and then probably Powder will go back to the bench. Another missed free throw. 3 already in this quarter by Mount A. They're letting some opportunities go by here, are the Mounties, to bring this back closer. This is the second as well. Nicely done by Powder to tap that to the corner. Good hustle by Powder and Minwoo Park, creating a new opportunity. Mounties got to start taking advantage here pretty soon. Still a 10-point spread. Plenty of time left, 7 minutes. Minwoo Park in the post. He's going to go to work on Asaya. Asaya, boy, that was a nice play. Gave him some space, blocked the shot. That's why he's the defensive player of the year. That's right. I wouldn't, on offense, I wouldn't go anywhere near him though. Give him all the space he wants to shoot. Hoyt, hesitation move, not able to finish, and they're going to call Ellison for the push in the back. Amos did a terrific job getting position, forcing that push. And a big sigh up here from the Mount A fans on that one. We thought we had possession. Littleton back on the floor now. Terrific first half from him. Good job by Powder. Forcing a three. Corralled by Haynes Lacey. Oh, terrific job. Not able to finish by Haynes Lacey, though. Asaya. Amos, his feet set. He's made 2 of them. Not able to make a third. Ellison corrals the rebound. Again, another missed opportunity for Stu to push it out. Little drought here from both squads. Littleton, pretty physical from behind on that one. Stays with Mount A, though. Coach Hickey upset with some switching some guys did down in there, and there's McCarthy. Sneaks in and lays it in for 2. Down to an 8-point lead. Amos. Staying right with Hoyt where the Mounties on that one. Amos trying to beat Ellison. And you can see Min-Woo Park pull up lame a little bit. Is he all right? Yeah, he's going to stay with it, but you can see that hip. He's not quite 100%. And you might see Adunya give him a quick breather. He will. He will. So I bet you'll see it's a luxury you have when you can go to a guy like Adunya. Oh, Lavoie, so pretty. So I said in the third quarter, he's been so quiet since the first quarter, but he is so capable of being big in big moments, and he was there. Adunya to Haynes Lacey. Ellison. Adunya. He wants a 3. Not going to take it. Powder breaks some ankles. Swishes a 2. Gabe Powder. Woo-hoo, I like that. Didn't play all night. Came in late in the third. He's played ever since. And his defense has been great. Yeah, that's the right call. A little bit of foot there from McCarthy. But Powder, how about shedding his man, breaking his ankles, and knocking in a long 2. Back within 8. Now they can't quite creep closer than that. Lavoie now going again, and he gets held, yeah. Struggling a little bit now these last couple possessions is Powder with Lavoie. But that's a good foul. It's only their second one. If you're getting to get beat. And I think now it's here we're going to see Monroe come in for Powder. And he did terrific work, did Gabe Powder in his minutes. Solid D. Good stuff from him. Oh, how did they lose him? How did they lose him? Tanner Hoyt in the corner. That was too easy. That's a layup for Tanner. McCarthy on the penetration. Oh, that's a tough finish. Oh, pucker up. That kiss was tough. Oh, man, I can't tell you how hard that is. Going against the grain right-handed from the left-hand side of the floor a little bit. Boy, oh, boy. Osaya wheeling and dealing. Adunya knocks it away. Staying with the Tommies. And timeout. Timeout by Stu. And it's coming to crunch time here now. Mount A has been hanging around. But there's got to be some stops and some starts here for them. They got to string some consecutive things together here to narrow this lead down inside of 9 where it presently is at. So it's been about there. Mount A pulled it close. Of course, to end the second quarter. At the end of the first half, they got it down to 4. Then they crept a little closer at some point there late in the third, but a quick burst from Stu pushed it back out to 10, and it's been like 10, 8, 7, 9 here as we go and no closer. But Mount A's got a run on them. They're back with Monroe. They got McCarthy. I figure they're going to come back with Min-Woo again here late, unless his hip got tweaked a little bit. Good news is they got a solid option B in Emmanuel Adunya. But Stu comes out with Amos, Isaiah, Littleton, Hoyt, and Lavoie. They're starters. Mount A. It's McCarthy, Ellison, Haynes Lacey, Monroe, and Adunya. And that's going to be a turnover. Great job from Mount A out of that timeout. That has got to hurt. If you're John Hickey, you call a timeout, draw something up, and you turn it over immediately. Terrific stuff from Mount A. So McCarthy now comes and meets. And Asaya knocks it out of bounds. Boy, his hands are quick. He's got everything. He's got quick hands, quick feet. Beat you to the spot. Can block shots. Just took it away again. Here comes Ellison. Not able to get him. Boy, his hands. You can't play with the ball in front of him. Well done by Noah to get out of that trap. Monroe inside, and that's going to be 2 free throws for Noah McCarthy. And he's going to go to the line, try to narrow this lead down again, and here comes Minwoo. It's going to be Haynes Lacey that goes to the bench. And Mount A's going to play, well, I say small. You can't say they're small with Ellison on the floor, but they're going to try to speed things up, I think, here, defensively and offensively. McCarthy rims one out. Boy, this free throw has been a problem for Mount A at the line tonight. Boys, not sure the percentages now, but it is low and it just got lower. Amos comes out of the pack, pushes the ball well. Asaya, nice dump off to Hoyt. Hoyt elevates and finishes. Boy, that's tough. He had two shots to bring it under 10, and then just like that, the lead's 13. Park now. They're going to have to play with some pace, does Mount A now. Minwoo all the way. 94-83 now. 3:14, clock running. Amos, he's going to key in offensively from out top. Sheds Ellison. Boy, that was a pretty take, but it rims out. And now Adunya has a chance to push. Doesn't take it. Now McCarthy, using the screen of Ellison, finds Adunya. Adunya penetrates. Now, nice feed to Monroe. He's not able to collect, but he's able to throw it off of Lavoie. Boy, that could have been a layup. Monroe just fumbled a little bit out of bounds. Now here comes Haynes Lacey back in. We'll see. No, not yet. He's going to stay close by, though. Adunya, he's the man to get the ball in bounds. 11-point lead here for Stu. It's been around this for a while. Minwoo's got an open three. Minwoo! Park for three. Big one. Back to 8. 94-86. And that ball's going to go right back to Mount A. And a chance to creep closer. Boy, just when you think, oh boy, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tough to come back. A 3 and a careless turnover by Stu. Monroe keys the ball into Park. Minwoo. Little horn set up top this time. Rub screen from Ellison, not there. McCarthy, he's going to penetrate with the left. Lay it in. Easy finger roll for McCarthy. He wanted the hit in the head in the and one, didn't get it. He's got to focus because he's got to deal with Littleton at this end of the floor. Oh, back to 6, super quick. And Minwoo Park went up to challenge Littleton, and he's going to have to earn him at the line. Boy, that was too easy, him turning that corner. I know Coach Chapman's talking to Ellison about that. That was too easy. Let's see if he can convert at the line. Pushes the lead back out to 7. Littleton's been terrific all night. You got to hand it to him. He acted his way to a third foul on McCarthy there in the second quarter. That one's short. Monroe fighting for it. Littleton, so much contact. Oh boy, that's a dangerous pass. I'm not sure why Ellison felt like he had to throw that one. Boy, that's big. Tanner Hoyt slips into one. Yeah, there's your dagger. Oh, nice feed, but Adunya can't collect. Monroe, he's going to pop the 3. Nope, was stepping into it. Nicely closed out by Lavoie. Maune's got to move quicker than this. 10-point deficit, there goes. Min-woo, Park. Another biggie, back to 7. Did I call the dagger too early from Hoyt? Maybe. Oh, and the steal from Minwoo. What's he going to do with it? Euro step. Doesn't finish, but he's going to go to the line for 2 more. And this lead could be 5. Big free throws from Minwoo Park. Makes the first. Boy, how big has he been today? You know he's struggling with the hip a little bit. Had to go out there for a brief period there before. He landed on it wrong and tweaked it. Comes right back in. 2 big threes. Misses the free throw. Is he able to run it down in the corner? No, it's off of Minwoo out of bounds. So 6-point game. Still, Maune still in it. Extending that defense. McCarthy and Littleton head to head here. You know McCarthy would love to get one up on Littleton here late. And Ellison, nice hands on the steal. And man, that is so physical. How is he not getting the call? I do not understand. Littleton looks like he's fouled about 10 times tonight, just like that. McCarthy on the penetration and the kiss. Woohoo! Back to 4. And the Mounties are showing their new announcer not to call a dagger too early. Oh, we're in for a treat here in the closing minutes of this one, fans. This one's been as entertaining as advertised. 98-94. Lots of points. We've had some dunks, we've had some threes, we've had some strange technicals, some weird foul calls, lots of nonsense, lots of good stuff. Just what you want in the Saturday night game. I don't know who's having more fun, me or Ian Allen. I think it's me. But boys, this has been fun, fans. This is what you can expect all year long. If you're new to the ACAA, if you're calling it because, you know, I'm so famous you had to tune into me, that's absolutely 0 of you out there. But if you tuned in for other reasons for the first time, this is what you get from the ACAA, fans. This is fun. And it's going to be like this all year. These two, you got your Holland, you got your Mount St. Vincent, the defending champions. You got improved teams. You got Kings that was good last year and promises to be good again. The bottom of the league, you got to figure is going to improve. So trying to get the ball into Littleton, almost the 5-second. Had to work pretty hard. He wants none of it against Minwoo. Oh, Minwoo. He wanted that one. Monroe knocks it out of bounds. That looked like it might have gone off Lavoie, but nope. Oh, boy. Minwoo let out a battle cry there. If he'd have made the jump of that passing lane, he could have picked that off. 16 on the clock now for Stu. 98-94. Monroe against Lavoie. Lavoie gets a little bit of space, doesn't finish. McCarthy with that rebound in traffic. Over to Minwoo. Oh, they get just what they wanted into Ellison. He's not able to finish. Now they're going to have to foul. 22 seconds left. Oh, they get a steal. Oh, my goodness. from across the court, the foul call comes. Not by the referee standing right next to the play, but by the man across the court. And Littleton feels the need to make a T symbol for the crowd. He gets Best Actor, the Best Actor award tonight. Give him an Oscar to Littleton. He also gets one of the best players of the game. You got to hand it to him there, but also, Best Actor. Now Mount A is going to try to go for a steal, but they need a foul, and they didn't want to give up a three, and that's a crazy shot from Hoyt. Have no idea why he shot it. And again, more physical defense on the sideline that they get away with. Over and over again tonight. Over and over again. Over and over again tonight. I don't know how many times Mount A's been forced out of bounds by physical play on the sideline that hasn't been called. It's absolutely unbelievable. I don't know the last minute. I don't know how many times Noah McCarthy and Minwoo Park have had such poor balance that they step out of bounds on the sidelines constantly. And yet somehow, physical play after physical play doesn't get called. I guess they're just stepping out of bounds on their own. They don't know where the sideline is. They've lost all their basketball awareness, apparently. This has been a thoroughly, strangely called game. And that foul call from across the court, unbelievable. I don't normally... Yeah, I mean, look, refereeing is a difficult job. It is the most difficult. This is the most difficult sport to ref in the world. I've done it. It's not easy. But this has been, I mean, I don't know. This has been a strange game. But that foul call from across the court when Mount A got what appeared to be a steal. That might have been the creme de la creme, but I don't know how many times that physical play on the sideline hasn't been called. STU using their knee and their hip against the Mount A ball handler. But at the same time, you got to hand it to them. Messiah, Littleton, Hoyt, all these guys have done a terrific job playing to the game that the referee is calling. You can't do anything different. So you got to hand it to STU for gutting out. They're down some guys too. So this will be a gutty victory if STU does come out on top. Mount A again, they're going to give a foul here if they don't get a steal off the inbounds. And then STU can put it away at the line. But the line has been an interesting... Oh, McCarthy diving out of bounds. He's not... The effort's not going to go anywhere from any of these guys. So 12.9 left. Yeah, 0.5 go off. That's pretty standard. Denial. Now they want to... That's going to be a turnover. It's not. No, Littleton. What a great play by Lavoie. What a heady play by Lavoie. He's not going to get a lot of credit for that, but that was so smart. He didn't grab it. He just tapped it to where he knew a teammate was. So Tanner Hoyt's going to go to the line. He's been great. Tanner Hoyt's been absolutely tremendous in this game. Dead-eye shooting from him. And he's been good, effective off the bounce as well, and his defense has been pretty good. He's known more for his offense than his defense, but you don't play for this STU program if you can't hold your own at that end of the floor. And he's been stellar. So Mount A down 6 now, 5 seconds left. So short of a miracle, Mount A is going to go to 0-1 in the season and STU to 1-0. And STU, well-deserved. That trip back to Fredericton's always nice with a victory in your pocket. But Mount A can take some stuff out of this, too. I mean, it's been again, a strangely whistled game, we'll call it, in our opinion. Others may disagree, and I may go back and, eat my hat. I got all these. I'm going to go back and watch it, and if I'm crazy, then I'll be the first to admit it. but it's definitely been an interesting whistle. But yeah, it's been interesting for Stu as well. So I mean, you got to hand it to him. Anytime you can get a victory here like this in this gym. Oh, you know what? I forgot something from my first game, so I'm gonna have to. From the girls' game, I'm gonna have to do this. If I don't, then my good friend Fred Connors will kill me. I needed to mention that Nikki Connors is the best trainer in Stu history, and the GM, Marcy Connors, is the best GM in basketball. So there. Sorry, Fred. I told you I'd do that. So hopefully I'll have to text you and let you know to get the girls to watch the end of the boys' game. So 4.9 seconds left. Minwoo lobs to Tammy Ellison. It's knocked away. 3 at the buzzer. Banked in by Jonas Monroe. So, okay. Could this crazy, weird game end in a crazy, weird way? With an overtime session on a last-second steal and 3? Who knows? Asking a lot. So only 0.5 left. Stu basically just has to get it in bounds. And even if they don't, basically they just have to throw it underneath their own hoop. That's basically what I would do if I'm coaching this team. Don't throw it back anywhere near the three-point line where anything weird can happen. Just throw it underneath the hoop. Worst case scenario, Mountain catches it, and they can only lay it in at the buzzer and lose by 1. So you got to figure that's the call for Coach Hickey. So run something going towards the hoop, nowhere near the three-point line. Even if it isn't wide open, throw it. Worst case scenario, Mountain steals it. They can't get it back to the three-point line and get a 3 in 0.5 seconds. So barring a bonehead maneuver here by the Stu Tommies, which I would be shocked by given the caliber of playing and coaching, this is going to be a victory. Oh, excuse me, of course, they can advance it. So my whole game plan goes out the window. What am I talking about? They're advancing it. It's late on Saturday. I'm sleepy. I apologize, people. Good grief. But same thing goes. Just throw it towards the rim. And they do, and they wrap up a 3-point victory. And that's going to be kind of a sour one for Mount A, but at the same time, a 3-point loss in tough circumstances against a nationally ranked team. Lots to take away positive. So fans, listen, it's been a pleasure. You won't hear me on the call if you're a Mount A fan for quite a while, till after Christmas, but you'll hear me as a Crandall fan if any of you are out there watching this. So fans, listen, tune into ACAA TV, not just these games. Watch them all. Listen to them all. You're going to enjoy them. And you'll see me back here on the call for Crandall next weekend, next Sunday. Join us, 12 and 2. We'll see you then. Thanks, fans.